Hello and good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Treacher's campaign. And this is also going to be my last campaign, because I've tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it seems like it doesn't even matter, because it's like 140 and I've barely taken any part of the campaign map, and I feel like that was just due to the fact that the food mechanic was just incredibly hard to deal with anything decent. You would just end up losing so much economy, like through here with raiding income from sacking and through post loot battles. So a lot of my money would be gone through the trash. So luckily for us, there's going to be a few more buildings that's going to increase our food, and a few traits as well, like over rather than giving +1 per turn, it's going to be +3 per turn. So that's going to be good. And there's also going to be more buildings that increase your food production. So rather than it just being these these pastries that'll give you food, exotic eggs will also give you food, because it makes sense. We'll eat the eggs, we'll eat all of the animals, so that could be quite handy, because especially like over where is it? Oh well, I had a building that would I know it's over here in this one. Come on, give me it. Over here. So yeah, the +100 cages of these eggs. This would also give us food, I'm guessing, as well. This building. So any building that would give us, it looks like resources that would also be considered like food as well. So the exotic eggs and the farms, they would give us food as well. And personally, I feel like, in my opinion, with this army, rather than going up and fighting up here, what I probably should have done is tried to make an ally with Malekith, an ally with them, ally with it down here, come down towards here to take the Warpstone's settlement, so I could actually gain Warpstone, and then head over to Oath 1 and take these settlements that have pastries, because there's already 2 here that have pastries. So that will give me what, +24, because each of these buildings gives you 12. No, 6, sorry. So I gain +12 a turn. Plus also I then have an additional 3 more, so another 6 more from this one as well. And then I can go down to Quintex, take Quintex, which would give me a lot of income. Come down here, which would then, these high elf lizardmen settlements have pastries and exotic eggs, which would give me more food. So then I would have the food to be able to have the +10 leadership and the growth, and not the debuffs to my stats and income, which would be a vexing nuisance. So I would actually be able to have more of that. And also, I only started getting this large amount of income in the late game, because I ended up spending all my income on army upkeep, and I didn't have. What I should have always do is I should always end up having at least 3,000 a turn of gold, so I could be able to increase my economy. But I've only been having like maybe 500 a turn, so it's not that much. It's still a plus, but it's not that much of a plus. So that was my biggest little flaws in here. I guess I was going to go on a steamroll as well, but then I ended up losing a lot of my armies just for the fact that I was looking at some of these settlements and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty decent garrison. This is a decent garrison. I should be able to, I should be able to survive a little bit with this. And looking at some of these garrisons, and I'm like, oh yeah, these garrisons are getting good now. And then all of a sudden, when I did my ritual, there was just so much chaos and so much Skaven and so much of these lizardmen, because there was 2 Skaven intervention armies. So yeah, 2 Skaven, 1 high elf, 1 lizardmen, and then there's like 3 chaos and 3 Norsca, and they just destroyed. As you can see, the Skaven are still here, and they destroyed Val's Anvil, and then I had 2 Chaos armies that destroyed Venom Guard, Dark Hole, and then now also went up and then went and attacked the Iron Rock Kelge, because they just have. Well, there's not much of an army now, because they've I've killed a lot of them, but they were all just chosen, and they were all super strong. Even when I was charging in storm vermin were losing really badly to the chosen. So I was just there like, there's nothing I can do to this. Chaos at the moment is against these chaos armies versus just my settlements cannot do anything. And it was awkward because I literally just sent over Tretch to start fighting over here, and I didn't even notice these high elf armies that just popped up out of the ground like daisies. Yes, and it was a bit awkward. So yeah, this army's going to go down probably awkwardly. I could make a Clan Pestilence army, but I think I got the other factions from all these DLCs and updates, and I might try out the sort of Steel Faith overhaul mod. That was a potential opportunity. It's just I'd have to see basically if the mod has updated to the all the new DLC and updates in free LC with Norska and the Skaven. I could do one because they have increased the Skaven's food productions, and I could do a Clan Pestilence Scroll army, and so we can see the full spectrum of lords and how they play, and especially the fact that you start with food production in your main capital, so that could help me out having a little bit of an easier one, because I always do pick the very hard or the hard campaign starts, so it's kind of amusing because yeah, Hagtep was a hard start, Tretch was a hard start. I think at the time Queek was a hard starting army as well, and yeah, even Teclis as well when I started in those ones, and Marathi they said hard, which is kind of funny. So I picked all the ones that had the hard start to try and challenge myself, but I'm not good at these strategy games very often, but oh well. I also have some replays to show you as well, so I'm going to just dive right into that and show you them. So we have ourselves our first campaign and little one. This is my first replay I did, and this is a really good one. And this is basically, from what I've realised, only turn 140. This should be how Tretch is sieging battles. He sends in I send in my Warplug Engineer to destroy the walls, and then using my Vanguard deployment, I then start flooding forwards. It didn't help as well. This fight was so perfect. In fact, that they deployed their entire army over here, thinking I'll fight from this side, which I really wouldn't. I would not be spending that long walking over. And yeah, so I'm getting a really good flood in, and surrounding these witches, these poor witches, they're getting absolutely slaughtered to an extent. Okay, if they aren't getting slaughtered, they are getting slaughtered now. I'm getting my Warpstone armor in there from Tretch, so yeah. Oh, and Helm of Discord. So yeah, getting some guys up there as well. So trying to get some of my Poison Mint Globadiers and some of my vermin up there as well. And yeah, I'm a little bit forgetful of some of my men. Oh, hang on. Yeah, a little bit of lag while I was moving my Ren around from that replay, but I'm going to turn off the hubs just so you can see, I think. But yeah, really awesome horde seeing here. Awkwardly was stopped by this one death hag right here, but oh well. I'm kind of just ignoring her since they're like, I'll just leave you to Tretch and the assassin, and literally as I do, I literally trample my way right through her. She just gets up and then gets slapped back down by an ogre. It's so funny. But yeah, it's just really cool to see. Yeah, I did sort of summon these clown rats just to stop the charges of these guys as well, so I could then get the charges and start to kill and murder. Personally, probably would have. I was thinking, ooh, what could have been better is doing maybe a rear charge off, but yeah, they were starting to bring up some men anyway, and they were going to go and rear charge them, and they would die really quickly. And yeah, as you heard by the little squeals, we're getting a death frenzy in here, up in this business. And yeah, all these screams of the death frenzy everywhere. these poor archers are not getting not having a chance. And I'm also going to be getting my my plague center bearers up there at some point. So yeah, as you can see them there, they're starting to move. Basically, I charge them in a little bit, and then I move them up here to the rear, and as you'll slowly see them at some point climb up. But let's move on to some of the fights over here. A lot of this was just patience and making sure even though that the Rat Ogres are against the Death and Blackguards of Nagarond, have them intermingled with the Stormvermin to not have them get surrounded so easily, but I do have to pull them out for a little bit just so they don't get too beaten up. And then I can send in the Death Globes and all of the more Stormvermin with shields and shields. But yeah, you can at some point we'll start seeing the as they start to break here. Yeah, I send up my assassin. You see him here having some fine old time, immediately diving in right into the thick of it. And now the Plague Center Bearers come up, phasing into existence awkwardly, but yeah, then I start surrounding them and really start bashing into them. Which, yeah, it's also interesting that we do finally have a flail mechanic. So maybe we could see some flail mechanics into other units that should have them. Cough, Tretch. You have yourself a little flail in yourself, but it's not how, but oh well. Yeah, I love all this crazy horde business over here as well. And yeah, the awkward thing about this death hag on her little yeah, blood altar. It's just like, I don't know what to do anymore. This is just awkward. But yeah, it's just amazing. This is like what I feel like Skaven would be like. It's still hordes and hordes outside. So yeah, it is very much in my favor. But it's just, this would be, I imagine how Skaven would fight. Just rats absolutely everywhere. I got Poison Globadiers throwing their globes down and just causing immense damage and just destruction everywhere. Yeah, I got my little clan pestilence army coming in, and oh yeah, finally the little jewels are coming in as well. I'm getting Tretch being the first guy in, which isn't that bad as well. Having Tretch being the first guy in a way, because he is an anti-large unit. He does have anti-large, but yeah, just to top it off, bringing Clan Richter's Warstone to give what, plus 50. But yeah, just gonna start really monster mashing up in here. And yeah, bringing in the Plague Center Bearers as well. And she kind of has a bit of a durability to her, but she starts dying super quickly. You can see that health just plummet down. Especially when I at some point get the Helm of Discord, and she's also constantly getting little bits of little ticks of the Warpstone armor from Tretch. I really like Tretch with the Warpstone armor, especially with the fact that he can have so much physical resistance and so much combat resistance due to his Lucky Helm Skull and the other abilities like having regen. Ooh, he is just a menace against infantry. And yeah, immediately sort of scares you off. And over here, everyone's starting to get scared off as well. Just because, just look at this. Just look at all these rats everywhere. Who would not be scared of this? And yeah, the Warlord, after a good day killing, with his 100 kills, he's there like, yeah, alright guys, go ahead. Luckily for me this time, he's not doing his little weird T-pose. He's actually having animation this time. Not like in the last fight where he was just there like, oh no, he's gone back to doing nothing. I don't quite get that there's no animation for him. It's a bit weird. It seems to be only when he's standing still there's no animation. There's an animation on him, but oh well, that's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward it so you can obviously see the kills, but there's probably no point because yeah, the fight's over. Let's see these kills now. Yeah, Dredge gets a lot of support kills, mainly due to this warp shard armor on him. So good. It'd be interesting to see if his the warp shard armor for Queek has the same sapping ability, or if it's something else. Maybe, I'm sure he just minuses armor to people, but oh, it's so cool. And yeah, still a lot of kills on the Witch Elves. And yeah, it just seems like Malekith's just spamming Witch Elves at the moment as well, just because they seem to be the strongest thing against me at the moment. But let's go on to the next one. Okay, so we have ourselves an ambush. And not big surprise, it's with Tretch. And yeah, obviously against a very interesting High Elves army. To be honest though, I probably shouldn't have deployed my Rat Ogres over here, but I thought, hey, maybe I could. They don't seem to do that much. I get a few kills. I mean, my original thoughts was, because when I was deploying them and I was hovering the Rat Ogres over at the moment, my Rat Ogres were winning combat before they were rear charged, so that's a bit awkward. But when I was hovering over them, it was saying like they will be a good target to fight, for my Rat Ogres to fight. They were saying the Silver Helms I should win. What I didn't take into account with the multiple charges of the Sword Helms and the Illyrian Reavers, it wouldn't be a good chance for me. Yeah, nice. Some nice. Oops. Let me just. I went to go and get rid of the stuff, but yeah, another Clan Rictus Warstone, so it's really helping these guys out and somehow getting some poison globes and death globes in here, which I find, as much as I really love poison globes and death globes, their range is just sometimes never good enough to really get a good hit on. If only they did have a spell ability like Life is Cheap, where they, regardless of if they have line of sight, if they're in range of an enemy, they will just throw it. They don't give a damn about friendly fire, they will just throw it. And they will just do a high volley and then just... So basically it's like, they will attack if there's... They will attack if there's like no line of sight, but they will just have the poor accuracy trait maybe, because they're just throwing it everywhere and just hoping that they hit an enemy. So that could be something quite interesting and cool, which would also be really lore friendly to the fact that just Skaven at any means and at any cost we will just win. But yeah, over here it's getting a bit more decisive now. My allies are coming. All my reinforcements from my garrison is coming in, kind of getting a bit of a mop-up recruit. Some of my Rat Ogres though did survive, so they are doing some fun. Like 58 kills now, so some of them survived. We've got another one here that survived, which I'm not sure that's also just from the garrison. But yeah, at least one didn't just disappear. But now we just got the full victory and I'm just chasing units down to try and wipe them out. And I just see the chariot and I'm like, yeah, I can try it. No, it's just zipping off like lightning and I'm like, I'm never going to catch that. And a lot of the times as well, I'm just kind of calculating, thinking, I can't really catch all the stuff because, yeah, 90 speed, 47 speed, sorry, what? 50 speed, it wasn't going to be in range to catch any of them. They're just going to have to run away, but I think they're in a marching stance anyway, so I just wiped them out anyway. So that was kind of interesting. So yeah, a little bit of a kill, a little few amount of kills on there. At least I didn't lose them. That was one good thing. I don't think I lost a unit. Maybe actually the Rat Ogres I lost because I tried this out because I saw the AI do it with their little suicide bomb ability on Hell Pit Abominations. But so I thought, try it on Rat Ogres. Yeah, kind of killed them all. But yeah, oh well. Okay, so we have ourselves another fight. This map does kind of look a little bit familiar. Well, you just saw one. But yeah, just been using some clan rats in this fight to deal with these chaos hell cannons. Had one fight and these hellbirds came over to try and defend them, and they succeeded. But I literally just popped my little suicide bomb to kill them, and I killed one of the hell cannons, crippling them. And yeah, over here got a really good another clan rat spawn. Caught the back of these lances, Lance Chaos Knights, and caught them, so now allowing my Plague Monks and my Center Bearers a good charge off onto them and catch them. And now, yeah, I'm gonna bring this. I think I'm trying to bring the spears back to get with these giants, and oh no, sorry, it wasn't a it was a climb out summon from my Plague Priest. So that's kind of good and handy. And yeah, trying to bring some warp lightning down as well, but yeah, they just walk past and never mind, they get a healthy beating. Chaos just being Chaos, thinking, yeah, we can tank this. And I'm sure they have different shoulder pads as well, actually. I don't recognise those more jagged-like shoulder pads. I wonder what unit they're from, because I know it's definitely for the Radius mod that they've been all exchanged, but oh, taking some serious heavy shots from my my men. Absolutely brutal. Let's go and try and steal these kills. And oh my lord, so much range firepower coming in. And yeah, so that ends my little clan rats taking all the charges, and then I start charging in the bigger hitters like Plague Monks and Sense Bearers. But yeah, it's cool seeing all these lovely charges coming into play. And I'm really glad I actually do the fight and do the replay so you can see these fights so up close and personal, and just do all these spells coming in, just taking that in the face and not even caring at all. But yeah, as you can see by the old effects, yeah, starting to lose my abilities quite easily now. Lose my units quite easily, but then send in the next wave. Just send in more clan rats, more. And also, to be honest, my army would hold a lot more if I had my plus 10 leadership due to my food, but at the moment I'm getting minus 10, so I'm technically in a way getting minus 20 leadership. So I would have my men survive in these fights for much longer. That it doesn't help that I'm bombarding myself with my own catapults, so they would also receive the same leadership debuff. But oh well, it's more Skaven purposes, for the great cause. Let them all die for their own little glory. But yeah, pretty much the battle up here is just being wrapped up. As you can see, a lot of low leadership units and a lot of fleeing units are starting to appear. A few shattered skulls appearing, and even the leadership of the Lord going down. So that means everything else should start following suit. So yeah, I'm going to start just fast forwarding it now. Come on, let me fast forward it. All these stupid notifications say my allies are rallying, which is kind of handy, because if you finish if the actual battle ends and you haven't got routed units, they will remain routed even though they know it's a victory. So it's kind of weird. So it's really handy to have a lot of your units rally right before you win the fight, just so you could regather your forces and, in Skaven fashion, just hoard the absolute daylights out of everything. I kind of get into a bad habit of just going into a phase of just okay, I've won the fight, every single unit attack their lord. And you just see stupid stuff like this, just a massive horde of units all just running in the same direction. Yeah, and I think I end up just getting the final blow on the sorcerer as well. Oh no, he just ends up running in the other direction, annoyingly. And yeah, he's off, he's gone for good. But yeah, it should be over anytime soon. Only what, 10 more seconds, and then yeah, just look at all these catapults fire. Go, my pretties. Oh, just to kill this one last chosen, and the last one, boom, taking him out, and victory. Probably understand why it's a decisive victory, because yeah, a lot of men, and I had 2 allies, so I had only 3,000 clan rats versus a horde of guides. But I'd say that the reason why I didn't auto-resolve this, because ironically, if I did auto-resolve this, I would have lost. For some reason, the game just thinks that this is just really, really good compared to the numbers of Skaven, and I would have lost a lot of men. So I just have to force myself to fight it. That, and I also did my little check. Nope, the Razor Banner does not give armor-piercing benefits to ranged weapons. It's only melee. So yeah, that's kind of interesting to note. So it wasn't the logic of I could make Eagle Claw bolt throwers and repeater bolt throwers OP. They probably took that into account. And okay, our last one right now and it's breaking off quickly, and you might recognize there's a lot in my High Elves campaign. This is the Griffin Gate, and I know all the gates I literally just copy and paste of each other because, hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But yeah, really good one. As per usual, always have my units that go around to the flanks, just because, yeah, as you can literally see, because I can see all the units that aren't being blocked by line of sight, there is no one over here at all, so a good opportunity for me to get into good flanks. And yeah, it's going to be a brutal thing about this. Get up all my ladders. It is also interesting to see the different ladders they have, different little effects. You got little blades up here to make them more interesting. I'm guessing it's to stop people from pushing them down if we end up grabbing the blade and whatnot. But the thing, the part that's annoying, these eagles that just swarm things and just try and kill things. And yeah, the assassin ends up getting a little bit stuck. I'm kind of waiting for my sensor bearers to come up and help me out, please. And yes, help me out they shall. And then I start to, once I get a few more guys up here, I then start popping the Helm of Discord to finally help out. And as you can see over here, there's all this massive, lovely hex effect. That is all literally from Tretch with his Warp Shard armor, literally stripping off health every few seconds while he's in combat, just really damaging everyone. Another little tick of health on every single unit. Look, all this health is being slowly sapped away, and yeah, no one's got a chance. I had a good opportunity to get some poison and globadiers up here as well, which is excellent. And as you shall see as well, even more globadiers. Bring out your globes, boys. And yeah, awkwardly do have my little Warbuck engineer. He's just sort of standing around these guys, buffing the reload time and accuracy of the gutter runners, just to help get the poison. And here comes the goodness. All of my ogres having a field day in here. No damage, and even though I'm on the actual wall, all of the units down here are also getting affected by the Warp Shard armor, just really tearing them to shreds. Sadly on this side though, not so much of a good time. The assassin's kind of getting a little bit bullied around, which is a bit awkward. And I can see why units that with only 2,000 health, I can see why units that have extremely high armor piercing damage, cough executioners that have like almost 60 armor piercing damage, because why not? And more eagles, because yeah, god damn it, eagles everywhere. And yeah, I was seeing if I was in range to get some good shots over here, which, speaking of that, get these stupid things out of here. I was trying to get into a good position over here because I can just stand these guys here if anyone tries to walk up here. Just throw some globe down, just like that. Just get out of here. We don't want you here. Go, get out of here. Yeah, just clearing a few guys off, just getting them out of here. We don't need you here. Go away. And yeah, at some point I bring them down as well, which is really awesome. And you start seeing some globes really fly then, or not. I don't know. But yeah, these guys even now are having an absolute field day, because at some point I take Tretch over as well and he starts sapping all their health away, and it's amazing. As far as over here, everyone over here has gotten over here perfectly, no damage whatsoever. So this is all a fun time. And I just see some shadows of more eagles flying by. But yeah, so funny. This is where the poison globes start coming around. And it's annoying because I keep on trying to get a good fire arc, but kind of doing like a weird synergized shuffle at the moment. Because yeah, you can sort of see the positioning on the map, trying to get them lined up here to get some really good shots off. And I know I think at some point I might get a volley off, but I don't remember. Yeah, these sword masters come in and I'm like, okay, no, I'm not gonna worry. I don't want this at the moment. And that's it. At the moment, I get some serious. I was thinking maybe the globadiers could handle themselves, but as you can see right then, yeah, they got butchered really quickly. surprisingly, the engineer takes a good old healthy suicide squad moment and just been there like, yep, I will take care of these swordmasters. Somehow a lowly engineer scares off the executioners, and off they go with their tails between their legs. And even like white lions, they take care of them as well.
I want this.
Yeah, and not a big surprise, the Poisonman Globadiers they could throw their globes in and yet try and charge in and try and throw them in point blank. Not a good idea, globes. And yeah, I really kind of failed with that little artillery shot as well. Now he just sort of awkwardly stood there like, well, that wasn't me. I didn't fire that rocket off. I almost point blank into you. In a way, you probably should be able to, but guess because it's an artillery effect, it just goes with its natural arc. And over here, it's a bit awkward because when I said, yeah, I was completely undamaged. Yeah, a bit of a slaughter with the Stormbowmen over here. Yeah, somehow they just killed 40 and 37. They are anti-large. I should win this, but no. I mean, wait, no, they're the swords and shield guys, but still. I just literally win over here. Luckily, just because the rest of the army over there starts to break, but oh well. Dan obviously didn't need to chase people down and kill people. 70 kills, surprisingly, on the Warplock Engineer. Really surprised about that, actually. I think that's just mainly down to good positioning of Warp-Lightning, maybe. Just killing some decent units, and 183, all from that just sapping effect of just health gone everywhere. And yeah, not many kills in some places. I think these were the guys that tried to take on the Eagles, and yeah, they kind of didn't realize with yeah, Skaven are weaker than Orcs, and from Gandalf's point of view, Eagles work well against Orcs. So yeah, I should have taken 2 to 2 together and realized that wouldn't work very well. But oh well. I'm not sure what to really talk about now. Everything's kind of said and done. All of our little replays have been done. It's just awkward. It's kind of weird not knowing what to say. It's just a bit of awkwardness. Hey, got a siege over here, and knowing me, I probably can't auto-resolve this, because if I was to auto-resolve it, I would probably die. Oh look, not a big surprise, I probably won't win. Just because the AI would probably get a lot of kills in the skink skirmishes. Oh, never mind. I won quite well. So food, pretty good, but still never enough food. I mean, I feel like also you should get maybe a bit more food than just +2. I feel like it should be cumulative to maybe how many hundreds of people you've killed, maybe. Maybe for every 100 you kill, you gain 1 food, if that's the case. Because that makes probably more logical sense. Or it should be, you gain additional +2 food for 5 turns. Like how it says here, rather than just, you get +2. So then it could stack, and it could end up getting a lot more food than that. So I have to do a lot of fights just to gain a little bit of plus food, and then it goes minus another 24 again, and you're like, ah, great. I have like no economy for the food production, but no well. Might as well get the replenishment, because I need to now fight this big old Skaven attack as well. Even if it is just, see there, even all that is elite gutter runner stuff, they're going to get a lot of kills because they're poison and they're ranged. Everyone knows range gives you 20 billion kills. I'm going into weird rat mode. Rat mode, definitely. It's a rat mode. It's a new it's Skaven ranting. It's just rattening. Speaking of rattening, I cannot wait until there's rattling guns. That'd be awesome to see. I know there are mods of it, but they're a little bit overpowered. They will just shred through things so obliviously and destructively, it's ridiculous. But I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos, and I'll be seeing you again. Maybe with a Clan Pestilence. I'd have to see how many armies, because I normally do about maybe 4 or 5 different Total Warhammer battles, games, campaigns in a way a week, or every fortnight. I'll say uploading videos on my YouTube channel seems to be a bit inconsistent. It's a bit hard to do because my work hours are a lot longer than I expected, and a lot of the times when I just finish work I just kind of lose motivation to do anything because I'm just normally exhausted because I finish work at like 8 o'clock or sometimes even 11 o'clock at night, so I don't have much energy to really do anything else. I'm rambling on too much, and a lot of people on YouTube watch YouTube videos say they don't want to sometimes listen to things like this, so I'm going to move on. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and hopefully I can get a Skaven one in. I really do love Skaven. It's just a shame there's a lot of tweaks with it I have to do. Maybe because I keep on saying I might try the Steel Faith overhaul. Maybe the Steel Faith overhaul of Skaven is pretty interesting. So yeah, that could be something quite cool. That, and also my Dyran mod as well also works with Steel Faith overhaul. So that also would synergize quite well with my mods. That I do really need to remove one of the 2 on the mods that allow lizard men to recruit, just straight up recruit blessed units or spawned units, because they will just spam spawned units. And the whole idea of this having boys will be boys mod is to limit the amount of spam, which over here it's still quite prominent, but it's not as bad as it could be, because every single one of these armies could be the whole sword masters of Ho of spam like they are. And yeah, maybe I probably could fight my way through this as well, through ambushes and whatnot, and lightning strike battles. But I don't know, maybe not. That's a lot of guys, and I don't even know how many more there is. I should have probably went for the High Elves at the start of the campaign, like I said, where they're not as strong, because it seems to be that the High Elves, as you can probably see, will always get the strength rank 1, because there's just so much good stuff in Lothran, and then they get to a point where they really, it looks like they're at a war with a lot of factions, but in reality they're really not. Like, they will fight hardly anything. They will never leave their island, so they will just bunker up and just build so many units. And also technically with the Skaven mod as well, the whole fact, because there's exotic eggs over here, food for me, and I'm sure there's also exotic eggs further down the map as well, around here. I'm sure there's exotic eggs, or there's a unique building that will give me exotic eggs, so more food. Woo! That, and also with these updates as well, there's going to be more unique buildings as well, so that's going to be really interesting to see as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos. I think I've said this once or twice already in this video, but yeah. See you guys in the next video. And remember, stay classy guys, and have a good old day to you. Bye!